Good evening, and welcome to the 10th anniversary celebration of the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts and our 7th annual Springboard Grant Winner Showcase. We are honored that you've chosen to spend tonight with us at our virtual celebration. My name is Vicki Pohl. I'm Bruce's niece and the chairman of the Foundation's Board of Directors. Bruce Eglinton Montgomery was an American composer, lyricist, choral arranger, conductor, and mentor to thousands of students. He was also a prolific author, poet, set designer, sculptor, painter, and graphic artist, actor, and world-renowned stage director of the Gilbert and Sullivan comic operettas. Frequently referred to as Philadelphia's Renaissance man and lauded by the Associated Press as a whirlwind of musical and artistic involvements, he was, quite literally, larger than life. Whether you called him Bruce or Monty, your mutual love and respect was evident throughout his lifetime. This was especially true at his celebration of life, held on October 5th, 2008 at the University of Pennsylvania's Irvine Auditorium. Sam Griffin, a lifelong friend, fellow actor, and colleague in the Orpheus Club of Philadelphia and the Gilbert and Sullivan Players, said it best on that day.
Everyone knew where they were when the great man died. They remember what they were doing and how they heard it. And soon thereafter, there were phone calls buzzing all around Philadelphia. Who is going to lead us now? Who is going to teach us the music now? Who is going to stage us? Who has the knowledge of Gilbert and Sullivan that can carry us forward? That was in 1955. When Jimmy Montgomery died. And just before he died, when Bruce visited him in the hospital, he said to Bruce, "I don't know what's going to happen to me here, but I need you to go on and run the rehearsal and make sure the show goes up anyway." Bruce did. His father died, and the rest is history. Bruce did so many things, so many marvelous things. And I remember what I was doing when I heard he had died, and the phone calls started again. I listened to them, and finally one person said to me, "It's too bad, you know, that Bruce didn't have any children the way Jimmy did to pass it on to." And I said, "Nonsense. Look around this room. Look at everyone you're sitting next to. We are Bruce's children. We will carry it on for him. All the things that he did. If you go and sing in your church choir, a little bit of Bruce lives with you. If you go and sing in a male chorus, a little bit of Bruce is with you. If you go to see a Gilbert and Sullivan show, a little bit of Bruce is with you. If you perform in a Gilbert and Sullivan show, Bruce is there. He will be there everywhere we are."
In 2010, the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts was established as a nonprofit public charity to honor the memory of my brother Bruce. My name is Liz Thomas, and I am the executive director of the foundation. Our mission is to provide financial support through Springboard grants to talented individuals and student organizations of high school through college age who are pursuing excellence in the performing arts. For 50 years, as Director of Undergraduate Performing Arts at the University of Pennsylvania, Bruce's passionate dedication to mentoring students created a unique opportunity for young people to explore their talents, to hone their artistic skills, and ultimately to spread their wings and fly. Many of his students have gone on to distinguished careers in music, theater, television, and cinema. Monty's life's work was the foundation's inspiration.
BMFA's grants program was inspired and initially funded by one of those beloved students, Mark Platt, a former president of the Penn Glee Club. Famously, as producer of Wicked on Broadway, Empire Falls, and Jesus Christ Superstar, starring John Legend on television, Mark has produced countless movie blockbusters, including Legally Blonde, Into the Woods, Bridge of Spies, La La Land, The Girl on the Train, Mary Poppins Returns, and many more, with more to come. Throughout his career, Mark has cultivated many talented young artists. He also just happens to be the father of Ben Platt, the Tony Award-winning star of Broadway's Dear Evan Hansen.
Since those first 4 years, our grants have been funded by you, our loyal supporters. To date, you have helped us to award 24 grants totaling $60,000, and our Springboard grant family continues to grow and benefit artistically from your gifts. Please accept our heartfelt thanks for your generosity to BMFA.
And now to spotlight our 2019 grant recipients. Every year at our annual Winners Showcase, the previous year's winners are asked to share how they benefited from their grant and to perform for our guests. This evening will be no different. The only thing missing is the personal experience we usually share with our generous friends from 12th Street Catering and 2300 Arena. And so, without further ado, please sit back and enjoy listening to the Springboard Grant Class of 2019. First, we'll hear from Juliana Castillo, an accomplished violist and homeschooled senior from Wilmington, Delaware.
Hi, this is Juliana Castillo. I was the winner of a 2019 BMFA grant, and I'm coming to you from my bedroom in Wilmington, Delaware today. I just wanted to thank the grant so much for all their support over the past year, both financial and also just by providing an artistic community that will support my work as a student as I develop in the music world. This year was my first year at the Juilliard School at Pre-College, where I'm continuing to study this year, and the grants really help provide me with a lot of that opportunity, because in addition to tuition, obviously there's other expenses like transportation and my instrument charges, just little logistical things that sometimes get in the way, so it's been a great help. And also I was doing a lot of teaching this year, so I was planning to do more than I did, but obviously COVID changed a lot of what that looks like, so it's actually been sort of a mixed bag, because even though I wasn't able to provide in-person instruction for several months, I was able to do actually more lessons teaching online, because we could meet several times a week. It wasn't as difficult for students to get access to transportation to get to the lessons themselves. So that's been a great opportunity. I'm really happy that one of my students, who I started teaching as an absolute beginner 2 years ago, was the winner of the Newark Symphony Orchestra Instruments in the Attic competition. So she won a full-sized violin from that fund, so I'm very excited about that. And another one of my students is pursuing middle school at an arts middle school. It's a violin major, so it's all very exciting stuff. Additionally, with the grant, I was able to fund my summer education aside from my normal school year pursuits. So I attended the Perlman Music Program, which was online this summer, but that helped me with a lot of equipment, like this really great microphone and some other stuff that is over there in a sort of messy corner of my room that probably most people don't want to see. So there's that. And then finally, I guess the biggest thing for me about the grant is not even the financial aspect, which is obviously incredibly important, and I'm so grateful for that. But it's really a great community. I've met so many wonderful people through the foundation, and I've had a lot of great musical experiences just interacting with people who are very passionate about this and people who love supporting the arts. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you for coming tonight. I know it's a bit more of a drag to come to a virtual event than to come to, obviously, the in-person event, which is always very exciting. So thank you so much for coming. I really hope you enjoy my performance and all the other performances tonight. And thank you for all your support over the last year, and hopefully over the years to come. I can't wait to see what we will all explore together. So thank you so much. All right, good night.
Next, we'll hear from Ted Domers, principal of the George Washington Carver High School of Engineering and Science, a STEM-based magnet school in Philadelphia that has been designated as a National Blue Ribbon School of Excellence by the U.S. Department of Education. Ted?
Greetings, Bruce Montgomery Foundation supporters. My name is Ted Domers. I'm the principal of Carver High School of Engineering and Science, and I'm excited to speak with you from our Carver Commons. We are a STEM-focused magnet school in North Philadelphia, and we serve students from across the city with the mission of ensuring our students from underrepresented communities are prepared to be successful in college. Every year we have a 100% college acceptance rate, and the class of 2020 earned an impressive $18.1 million in scholarships. As we continue to grow and innovate our programming, we see arts as an essential component to our STEM programming. Through the arts, our students learn to think critically and creatively. They collaborate and exercise different muscles that will ensure their success beyond our school. The creation of a drumline has brought a new beat for our school community. Our students are engaged and committed to this program. We are grateful for the support of the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. Your resources have allowed us to create a new tradition in our school that will improve the education and experience for our full school community for years to come. Thank you very much.
We are the Carver Drumline, and last year at this time we did not exist. Thanks to the grant from Springboard, we purchased harnesses for 4 snare drums and 4 bass drums. We also purchased a set of quad drums. Every member of our drumline got a drum pad and drumsticks from the Springboard grant. Under the direction of Mr. Jesse Mel, who instills in us the truth and that we are each other's mentors and teachers, we are proud to announce we have a drumline. Drum roll, please. What drumline brings to this school is unity. It brings more spirit to the school. When we have school events, it really hypes the school up. But for me, it really brings another, like as a music creator, it brings another piece of inspiration for me to base my music off of. And it also, a lot of schools in the city don't have music programs. So I think the drumline really opens more options for students at ENS to try new things. 'Cause, you know, it's a STEM school, but they can also try music at the same time.
Drumline. What I like about the drumline is that, you know, we can start practice by ourselves. Like, we have a teacher, but we don't like we rely on him, but not so much that we can't get practice started by ourselves. So, yeah, we like to start practice, and then we're just very positive, and we're very supporting and understanding of each other. Like, nobody's judgmental or anything like that. Nobody makes fun of people or anything like that. And you know, we perform, we bring the school spirit and joy, and you know, who doesn't like a drum line? You know, it's one thing to watch and it's another thing to be in the drum line.
Owen Graham, a talented cellist from Hopewell, New Jersey, is our next performer. He is now a first-year student at the Royal Academy of Music in London, majoring in cello performance.
Hello, my name is Owen Graham. I was a 2019 Bruce Montgomery Foundation Springboard Grant winner. Some of you may have met me last year if you attended the gala. Unfortunately, this year I'm waving to you through a camera because of the present circumstances, but I'm still really glad we were able to have an event like this, even though it's delivered online. A lot has changed for me in the last year. I'm currently speaking to you from London. I've been living in the UK for just over a month now, and I'm studying cello performance at the Royal Academy of Music, which was my dream school, so I'm really happy to be here. I remember, there's a car going by, I remember last year when I was speaking at the event, I talked about how I wanted to use the grant to improve my instrument. I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to do that. I was thinking I would pay my luthier to tinker around with it and carve bits of wood out of it to try to improve the sound. But I ended up going a different route. I ended up spending almost all of the money on this bow, which has made a huge difference for my playing and the sound quality that I can produce. The money also helped in other ways. I was able to get a lighter cello case, which is really good given that I am constantly carrying a cello around the city now. But most of the money went towards this German bow, which I'm really happy with. I remember listening to recordings of myself play shortly before the auditions I had last year and thinking that there was something missing from the sound, that it was a little bit empty. And when I found this bow and the way it matched with my instrument, I was incredibly happy. And I actually think that it might be the reason why I'm in London right now. The auditions went really smoothly after that. I applied to 15 universities and conservatories, mostly for music. I think I had 11 or 12 auditions, and having the right bow with my instrument really made a huge difference. I'm really happy. I can't really express my gratitude towards this organization enough. Everybody I've spoken to and dealt with through the Bruce Montgomery Foundation has been so lovely. Liz Thomas, who I've been in communication with for over a year now, has been so helpful. I remember calling and texting her shortly before my audition and application for this grant, and she was very helpful then, and she has stayed in touch throughout the year, making sure I'm doing okay and wishing me luck for my auditions. So I'm really grateful for that. I hope to see you guys all in the future. Hopefully I will be able to attend the gala in future years. Hopefully it'll be in person, assuming we don't have a global pandemic still. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Bye.
Last but not least, please welcome Yende Mangum, a composer and classical jazz pianist from Philadelphia, who is now studying remotely as a freshman at Princeton University.
Hi everyone, I hope you've been having a lovely evening thus far, I'm sure you have. My name is Yende Mangum, and before I get started, I just want to say a quick word of thanks to the entire Bruce Montgomery Foundation. It's been about a year, exactly a year, since I received the 2019 Springboard Award, and since then I've been able to take my music to places that I just could not have gone without it. To start off, I was able to acquire this lovely keyboard, which has been the backbone of all of my musical endeavors since then. I use it every day, every single day. Whether it's creating electronic tracks or composing in Sibelius, I mean, this has just been such a tremendous blessing, and I'm so thankful and grateful for it. I was also able to acquire Sibelius, the composing software, and I use that just about every day, whether it's for composing class or composing for fun or composing for not fun. Now, composing is always fun. But yes, I was able to use that. I used that to write the piece that I'm about to perform. And yes, in addition to that, I was able to buy the speaker system, which has been fantastic. It's been at all of my performances and all the gigs. So I'm really, it's a good friend of mine now as well. But yes, all that to say, I'm just super thankful for the Bruce Montgomery Foundation and the support and love that they've given me, and I know that they've given others too. It's really been a blessing. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy.
Before we announce our 2020 winners, we'd like to share with you some congratulatory messages we've received celebrating BMFA's 10th anniversary.
Hi everybody, Nick Perry here to talk to you for a minute today about the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. First of all, congratulations on 10 years, and I'd just like to speak for a moment about the importance of programs like this that support young people and young artists. I had the wonderful privilege, I guess you could say, when I was young to have a few mentors in my life, most notably Steve Johnson, Pat Jones, Buzz Ebner, Joe Zadukowicz, another friend, John. These were guys who took me under their wing and when they didn't have to, went out of their way to mentor me, inspire me as a young musician with a very fragile young mind. You know, those are the moments that are, I think, the most crucial, as we develop into the adults that we're going to become. And it's so important. I feel blessed to have had those people in my life, and this foundation, the Bruce Montgomery Foundation, is doing wonderful work, and the programs are so important. So if you have the ability to contribute, it would be a wonderful thing to support them. Again, congratulations guys on 10 years, wishing you the best, and we'll see you down the road. Thanks for having me. Peace and love.
Hello, Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. Happy anniversary. The arts are everything to me, and I know they're everything to you. I thank you for all that you do. Happy anniversary. Love, Coleman, a fellow Philly boy.
Hi, this is Andy Snitzer. I'm a professional saxophone player and recording artist here in New York. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area. I'm here tonight to add my congratulations to the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts on the occasion of their 10th anniversary. When I was a young man, I received incredible support from family and community in my effort to realize my dream of becoming a professional musician. The support and mentoring I received as a young man was instrumental in all the success that I've had. I've played with the Rolling Stones, with Paul Simon, with Billy Joel, released my own records, done thousands of recording sessions as a side musician, and been able to do things that I would have only dreamed of as a young man. Without the support I received, none of that would have been possible. Bruce Montgomery carried the philosophy of supporting young musicians to an art, and it's wonderful to see his legacy being carried on through your Springboard Grants program. So congratulations to this year's winners and to the many future winners to come. Enjoy your evening.
Hi, I'm Linda Gottlieb. I'm the producer of Dirty Dancing, and I have a special fondness for the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts, although maybe I shouldn't have, and let me tell you why. If you remember, the character of Johnny Castle in Dirty Dancing came from South Philly, and he was, of course, a tremendously talented young man, a great dancer, had great natural abilities, and if there had been a Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts, he probably would have gotten a Springboard grant, and he never would have gone to Kellerman's that summer, and there wouldn't have been a Dirty Dancing, so I have mixed feelings about it. But the good news is there is a Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts, and I salute all of you on this 10th anniversary.
Hi, this is Matthew Sklar. I'm the composer of The Prom, soon to be on Netflix, December 11th. The arts have meant everything to me. They've been my saving grace in life. It's how I've met most of my friends and people who I consider my family. And what better way to make a living than doing something that you love. So I support everything you guys are doing at the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. Happy 10th anniversary to you, and I wish you guys all the best.
Hey, this is Todd Schatz out here in Los Angeles. I want to wish congratulations to everyone on 10 years of the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. I can't believe it's 10 years. It's crazy. 10 years. I want to send so much love to Liz, Nick, and Vicky, and the entire Montgomery Thomas family on this great occasion. and to thank them for their tireless efforts over these many years. I also want to thank them so much for being so supportive of me, as I feel like whenever I'm in town with a movie, you're always the first ones to buy tickets. While I was a member of the Penn Glee Club, and then its president, Bruce Montgomery, or Monty as we all called him, was truly a great mentor to me. I still think about so much of his advice and wisdom as I go about my life as a film producer and running my educational company. I always think about his attention to detail and the great love and care he put into his work, whether it was leading the Penn Glee Club, composing and arranging music, painting his beautiful watercolors, or finding that perfect language as he was always the consummate host. A true Renaissance man who deeply invested himself in everything that he worked on. I aspire to be like that too. I've been amazed to see the growth and reach that the foundation has had in these many years, and I look forward to continuing to support it for many years to come. Congratulations again, one and all. Mazel tov.
Before we announce this year's winners, I would like to read part of one of the letters that Mark Platt wrote to our grant winners during the early years when he was funding our grants. And I quote, "Congratulations to all of you as you accept these grant awards bestowed by the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. As a Penn alumnus, I am deeply honored to support the Bruce Montgomery Foundation because as a Penn student, I had the extraordinary privilege of knowing Bruce Montgomery and studying under him. He was an exceptionally gifted teacher who mentored me with a combination of professionalism and creative passion that has inspired me every day of my career. He was a man of great integrity and kindness, and I cannot overstate the positive impact he had on me personally as well as professionally. There was nothing he ever wanted more than to encourage young people in their careers as artists, and he achieved this throughout his lifetime. To have the opportunity to help carry on his legacy is a great blessing to me. You now join in that honor as you receive these grants and pursue your own artistic journeys. That you possess such a strong work ethic, discipline, and love of your art, and have achieved so much at this stage of your lives is an enormous accomplishment of which you should be very proud. I know that in whatever ways you ultimately choose to invest your talents, you will enrich and inspire others. That is the gift Bruce Montgomery gave to me and all of those who had the privilege to know him, and it is with great pride that I share his legacy with you. I wish each and every one of you great success in all of your pursuits. Sincerely, Mark Platt.
This year, we received many impressive applications from a diverse body of talented individuals and groups. 9 finalists were selected to meet with the Grants Committee for carefully distanced personal interviews. We thank all of our finalists for their efforts to attend these auditions in person. It is now with great pleasure that we announce our 4 outstanding 2020 Springboard Grant winners, each receiving a $2,500 gift. Avery Hirsch is a 17-year-old senior at Wissahickon High School in Ambler, Pennsylvania. She is currently a full-time student, a member of the National Honor Society with an impressive grade point average of 4.25, a member of her high school's Camerata Chorus, and a certified lifeguard. But that doesn't stop her from being a full-time self-marketing singer-songwriter with an ever-growing fan base at several local restaurants and theaters. And during the pandemic, she's entertained at several outdoor charity events to raise money to help sustain many of these venues. Avery, we're delighted to present you with a 2020 Springboard Grant and ask that you tell our guests how you plan to use it. Congratulations.
I would like to start off by thanking you guys for allowing me to be a finalist for this Springboard Grant. It's so exciting to be a part of such an amazing musical community, and it's an honor to be a finalist amongst these amazing musicians, as I don't usually think of myself as a musician and more of a performer. I've been doing music my entire life, and I have recently been playing out in restaurants during the coronavirus, socially distanced, of course. And I have also been working on an EP CD, which I will be putting out soon. And the Springboard grant will be going towards that EP CD. I have 6 original songs in which I have written, 3 piano and 3 guitar. And it's just been a really great self-expression through creativity for me. And I'm so excited to be able to continue this journey with my EP through this Springboard grant. Thank you so much.
Miles Bell is a senior at the B. Reed Henderson High School in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Originally from Chicago, he has been playing the violin for 12 years and is looking forward to a career as a professional violinist. He is a member of the National Youth Orchestra and of Temple University's Youth Chamber Orchestra. Miles has played at Carnegie Hall, and in the summer of 2019, he was invited to attend the prestigious Meadowmount School for Music for gifted young musicians. We know he has an exciting journey ahead of him and trust that our Springboard grant will be the springboard he needs as he prepares for college and conservatory auditions. Miles, would you like to say a few words?
I just want to start by saying thank you to the Bruce Montgomery Foundation Committee for selecting me as a finalist for this award amongst a great pool of musicians, talented musicians. I'm honored, really, to receive the Springboard grant to help me progress as a musician. I will use the Springboard grant to fund the purchase of a new violin so that I can continue my growth as a musician at the collegiate level. Thanks to the Bruce Montgomery Foundation, there is no limit to my growth as a musician, and all my musical goals are possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miles. J.P. Redmond is a senior at the Juilliard School in New York City. He is already a prolific composer with an impressive online presence at jpredmond.com. Trained as a classical pianist and composer, JP is also interested in exploring and honing his skills in other genres of music. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us tonight to receive his Springboard grant in person, so we're going to visit him via Zoom so that he can explain exactly how he plans to use his grant. Congratulations, JP.
Hi, my name is JP Redmond. I'm a composer and pianist and currently a student at the Juilliard School. I'm incredibly honored and grateful to be one of the 2020 recipients of the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts Springboard grants. I'd like to thank the foundation for their generosity in awarding me with this grant, which will allow me to apply to grad schools as well as attain equipment I need to further my creative musical journey. In terms of grad school, the application process will be different this year due to the pandemic. Some things will take place remotely and others will involve travel, but in general I will need financial assistance for the process. And for equipment, I will need hardware and software to explore my musical interests outside of classical music, including jazz, rock, and musical theater, which I've been learning a lot about and starting to work in since the pandemic started, and I'm listening to a lot of different things in quarantine. This foundation does so much for young artists such as myself, and I am so glad to now be a part of the foundation's family. It is very inspiring to see support for the arts, especially now when the arts are suffering so much. I hope to inspire other young artists to pursue their passions, and I would not be able to do it myself without the help of organizations such as the Bruce Montgomery Foundation. So once again, thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening.
Some of our longtime supporters may recognize our next winner. Olivia Hugart was the spokeswoman for the Settlement Music School when they won a Springboard grant for a pilot program called Trading Fours in 2015. This was an opportunity for a young ensemble of jazz musicians to travel to New York City for an interactive jazz workshop at Lincoln Center. Olivia was the saxophonist in the group and attended Lower Merion High School at the time. She is the founder and artistic director of Key of She Jazz, which unites and educates female jazz musicians and has been receiving a lot of attention in the press. We are thrilled to witness Olivia's growth as a musician, and we know that you'll be as impressed as we are when she tells you about her Springboard grant project. Congratulations, Olivia.
Thank you so much to the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. I'm truly humbled to be a recipient of the 2020 Springboard Grant. I'm the founder and artistic director of Key of She Jazz, which is an organization that I created as a 7th grader to support and encourage more girls to be involved in jazz. I'll be using this Springboard Grant to fund a second virtual event where it'll be a 4-day education summit, and the first 2 days will be dedicated for educators and professional development, and the second 2 days will be for students, and hopefully we'll close out with a performance and a Q&A. This Springboard Grant will allow us to keep this event free for students, which keeps it accessible to girls and really anyone of all genders and all ages, anyone who supports women in jazz, and it's going to be really great, and I'm so excited to be a recipient of this award. So thank you so much to the Bruce Montgomery Foundation and to my family and mentor, Dr. Jenny Neff, and I just cannot thank you enough for this opportunity.
We want to congratulate our 2020 winners for not allowing this year's quarantine to curb their creativity or their commitment to working with passion to achieve their artistic goals. We hope these grants will provide the support they need to move forward full steam ahead. The Foundation looks forward to entering its 2nd decade as a vital resource for many more talented young artists. Applications for next year's Springboard grants will be accepted from early spring to mid-September 2021 and can be accessed online at brucemontgomery.org. We hope you will encourage any talented young artists that you know to take advantage of this exciting opportunity.
And now we'd like to culminate our 10th anniversary celebration by presenting a special grand finale starring many members of our Springboard Grant family. Special thanks go to Kushal Gupta for his unique musical arrangement featuring the talents of our participating grant alumni, and to our producer, Joe Hannigan of Weston Sound. Without Joe, this evening would not be possible. Thank you also to Alfred Publishing for granting their permission to perform our own version of Stephen Schwartz's song from Pippin. Last but not least, our heartfelt thanks go to Jane Barr Horstman and Associates for organizing our eclectic online auction. If you haven't already bid on any of the exciting items, please be sure you do, and know that the auction will end at 5 p.m. on Friday, November 6th.
Most of all, we want to thank you for joining us this evening and for your continued support for the Bruce Montgomery Foundation for the Arts. We hope you will enjoy this special ensemble featuring 15 of BMFA's Springboard Grant alumni. All of our grant winners continue to inspire young artists like themselves to never stop reaching for their own corner of the sky. Thank you, good night, please stay safe, and let's all remember to take Bruce Montgomery's timeless advice to heart. Don't be afraid to be magnificent.
has his daydreams, every man has his goal. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. Don't you see, I want my life to be something more than long. Rivers belong where they can run long. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I've had it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. Far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Not where I
Cause I'm still in love.